level. How are you tackling that?
That can be a challenge. I think that's a concern amongst the people. I mean, we hear it as we walk the streets, concern about militia infiltration of Iraqi security forces, and that's a challenge that leaders have to face, and they are facing that, and they're working that.
But since then, the Americans have announced the operation's been a failure. The level of violence in Baghdad has gone up, not down, as both Sunni and Shia fight for control of the city. It's a continuous round of sectarian killing, each attack bringing ever more horrific reprisals. A bomb has exploded in a district called Sadr City. A local cameraman gave us this footage. People were queuing for cooking oil. About 40 are dead, targeted simply because, like everyone in this area, they're Shia. That means the bombers were Sunni insurgents. It also means the Shia death squads will take their revenge. When things calmed down, we asked another Shia cameraman to film ordinary street scenes. But this is the Mahdi army's heartland. He can only continue when he shows written permission from their boss, Muqtada al-Sadr. The cleric, Muqtada al-Sadr, is omnipresent here, just as Saddam was when this area was called Saddam City before the invasion. Members of the al-Sadr family were murdered by the old Sunni regime. But in this new Iraq, the Shia, who are 60% of the population, are tasting power for the first time. A key ally of Muqtada is the health minister, and so many of Muqtada's men, his Mahdi army, are officially employed to guard the hospitals. They've become very dangerous places. One of the videos we were given showed what happened to 10 Sunnis who visited a relative in hospital. The police locked them in a freight container.
There was no air at all. Everyone was begging everyone else not to breathe too much. Then we all began to lose consciousness and I blacked out. I only woke up that night when someone splashed water on my face. We were all rushed to Al Yarmouk hospital, but all the others were already dead. Only I was still alive, thanks to God.
We've been in touch with an Iraqi doctors' organisation to see if they can find anyone who'll talk to us about what's happening in the hospitals. And we've just had 2 heartbreaking emails back. The first is from a doctor who says he can't take the risk because he's got 2 young children. And I'm going to read you what he goes on to say. He says, "I never in my life felt so frightened. I'm writing to you crying with tears. They've gone on a wild rampage now, killing doctors. A professor, a good colleague, was killed yesterday. Only a week ago, another consultant was kidnapped from the car park, not far from the hospital guards, tortured and killed." And another doctor, a woman, wrote to us, "Thanks for this great offer to unveil the truth, but I can't take this risk. These religious fanatics are killing and driving the educated people out of the country, so it will be easier to be controlled. All women professors in Baghdad Medical College have been threatened to leave the country or they would be killed." This is the one issue doctors are terrified to talk about. Eventually we find someone who's still too scared to be identified. He described how Muqtada followers ran his hospital.
يعني عند اللحظة إن كان دخل مثلا مريض أو مجروح من منطقة معينة.
If an ill or wounded person comes into hospital from a given region, depending on their identity card, they're kidnapped with the aid of the hospital guards and taken away. Later their body is found dumped on a rubbish tip somewhere.
ودخلت إلى طوارئ أحد المستشفيات يعني اللي معروفة بهذا العمل.
Once there was an older ill woman. She had either high blood pressure or diabetes. She was rushed into the hospital, which was well known for treating these things. In the ER, once it became known she was someone's wife, a sheikh who headed a tribe, a member of the hospital guards killed her on the spot.
في حادثة أخرى كانوا يبحثون شاهدوا أنه عندما دخل.
In another incident, two brothers with typically Sunni names walked into the hospital. They were both killed in the ER. This incident made not just Sunni but also Shia doctors actually run away.
We wanted to put all these allegations to Muqtada al-Sadr, but he doesn't speak to Western journalists. His spokesman is Baha al-Araji, and he has a standard answer to all the allegations about the Mahdi army, the Jaish al-Mahdi. Sunni families are being told by the Jaish al-Mahdi, you must leave your homes, and unless you do so, you will be killed. Why is that happening?
Many gangs and groups are working for foreign intelligence agencies in Iraq, and they try to blame it on the Mahdi army, which is false and has no basis.
But the stories are absolutely consistent. Every single day we hear it is the Jaish al-Mahdi. They kidnap people, they torture people, they kill people, they say to people, they tell people who they are, they turn up in uniforms, they turn up with their guns. There's no question that they are the Jaish al-Mahdi doing this.
The fact that they wear uniforms doesn't mean they are the Mahdi army. Everyone knows that criminals don't reveal their true identity.
Next week, the UN will announce how many Iraqi civilians were killed in the last 2 months. No one expects things will have got any better. October was also the worst month for American casualties in 2 years, and that's only increased the pressure on George Bush to pull the troops out. But the price for an early withdrawal is leaving the future of Iraq to be shaped by those who put religious division above national unity. It would mean those who stand accused of supporting and running the death squads would then be running Iraq.